Is it your very first time to come to Indonesia?
I've been here twice before.
All right. So when was the first time you come to Indonesia?
Ooh, a long time ago, about 1980, I went to Sumatra.
So the first time you come to Indonesia, and what is your first impression of Indonesia? Is it like different, any different from what was you imagining before you come to Indonesia?
That's a good question. It's a long time ago to think when I came, but my impression was of a very hot place, very humid, and it's a huge country. But actually the last time I also went to Sumatra, I thought it was very pleasant. Like, I thought there would be all these bugs and insects biting me, but there were not. In my own country there are more bugs. If you go walking in the forest, the hutan, there are more bugs to bite.
Okay.
So it was more comfortable than I thought to be here.
This is your second time to Indonesia, and like the...
Well, now is my third time.
Oh, your third time.
Yeah.
So you must be seeing a lot of changing in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta. So, like, and also you must be like seeing something that really catch your attention, and something maybe like not really catch your attention. So, what you like the most of about Indonesia, and what you don't like most about Indonesia?
Like, I've been 2 weeks in northern Sulawesi Utara, and what I liked the most was just the people, very friendly and helpful. And my friend and I, we cycled on our bicycles, our sepeda, around from Manado, did a big circuit in 2 weeks, and drivers in Sulawesi, very good drivers.
So you love biking?
Yeah, but people very friendly. But one big difference I've noticed now is more Indonesian people using cell phones than when I first came, which was like 25 years ago. Yeah, so that's a big difference.
So it's what you like, and how about what you don't like about Indonesia?
It is still difficult if you don't speak fluent Bahasa Indonesia to get information.
I see.
So in northern Sulawesi, it was still difficult to find out where things were.
I see. So, but in general, do you think like most of Indonesian don't speak English very well?
I would have to agree with that, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I compare, say, Indonesia to Malaysia part of the British Empire, so there are more people in Malaysia who speak English better than maybe in Indonesia.
I see.
Yeah, but it is difficult to learn a new language. Like, I'm having to revise my Bahasa Indonesian, and I've enjoyed doing that as I've gone along to try and add to my vocabulary and improve my pronunciation.
All right, last question. If you have one word to describe Indonesia, what it would be?
It would be friendly people.
Friendly people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's a bit friendly people.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's the big impression I have. So I go away from Indonesia very positive about Indonesia and about Indonesian people.
Is it your first time in Indonesia?
No, it's the third time.
Sorry?
Third.
Fourth time. So,
Yeah.
well, I think you already know Indonesian pretty well.
We visit different cities, so
I see.
we already
So
understand.
different city like Bali or any other city?
Not Bali, but Jakarta, Surabaya, that kind of cities.
Okay. So, on the first time you came to Indonesia, when was it?
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
2 years
So,
ago.
what is your first impression of Indonesia, and like you say, any different from what you thought before you came to Indonesia? Let's say maybe you have known like Indonesian people is really friendly, but after you come, it's kind of different, or what?
I think that people are very friendly, really very, very friendly. So Netherlands has a culture, of course, with Indonesia, and I must say, people are friendly and like to show you the way. So it's
I see. So means that what you heard about Indonesia before you come to Indonesia, it's just the same. It's like when you heard like about Indonesia, it's friendly, and then after you come to
I think it's
Indonesia,
even better than we
it's
heard.
even.
Yeah.
All right. If you have one word like you describe Indonesia, what it would be?
That's a good question, because I have a lot of words.
Okay.
But
Just one word.
do it. I would say.
Do it.
Yeah,
like do
visit.
it.
Visit.
Oh, visit.
Yeah.
So like you invite other people to visit Indonesia.
Yeah.
So okay, and then you haven't visited a lot of places in Indonesia, so you must be like find something like interesting and also something like not less interesting. So what you like the most about Indonesia and what you don't like the most about Indonesia?
I like the food and I like the friendliness of the people. I like to do sightseeing, the weather, it's also very nice. And sometimes it's a bit crowdy, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's it. So, what I especially like is if you go outside the city, you see the rice fields, tea plantation, everything. That's really
so
nice.
But the most that you don't like about Indonesia, like traffic, maybe, or
maybe the very spicy food sometimes.
well,
but
you can ask like less spicy.
But not, but not very negative. No.
How about the traffic? Like, is it okay for you?
It's too busy now to go somewhere. But it's okay if you go to other big cities. Then it's also busy. So not very negative things, I think.
When was the first time you came to Indonesia?
I came in 1996.
I came in 1993.
Wow, that's really long time ago. So you must see a lot of changing in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta. So before you came to Indonesia, especially in Jakarta, you must be heard about Indonesia like on the TV or news or YouTube or something like that. So what is your first impression when you come for the first time to Indonesia? Is it like different from what was you imagining? Not so much different. Like maybe you heard about Indonesia, about the people really friendly, and then after you come, maybe landed.
No, it was really friendly. Yes. No,
We like it so much that we never left.
Okay, so means that your first impression of Indonesia is nice, and it's just the same from what was you imagining, or even better, maybe.
Some parts of Indonesia for sure was better.
Okay, all right. So, you haven't living in Indonesia a really long time, so you must think like something like really interesting, or also something like maybe don't really take your attention. So, would you mind to let me know what is your most like of Indonesia, and what is the most that you don't like about Indonesia?
most like is the natural is very, and the sea.
But the nature is beautiful, people are wonderful. Of course, there's things that can go better. Now, for example, I see a big change in Jakarta. I see Jakarta way cleaner than before, at least the center, yeah? So this means that somebody's trying to do something. I think it's the right path.
Alright, so it's getting better and better.
I think it's getting better.
Alright.
Sure, it's getting better.
So how about like the thing you don't like traffic maybe, or
But the traffic, it's a big problem. Pollution, it's a big problem. We all know. But there's no place in the world that is perfect.
right.
So yeah, I think it's Indonesia. It's on the right path.
Alright, last question. If you have one word to describe Indonesia, what it would be?
One word.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Green.